How is everybody doing? Thank you so much for coming on into this exclusive show with Mike Closer. Mike, how are you? Welcome.
Joey, thanks for having me on.
Go right ahead, Mike, and introduce yourself by giving your background to us from the very beginning to where you are today.
Born in a super small town in Ohio. In the town, this is a place you can never grow up and get a job. So at some point in your life, you realize you got to get the heck out. Eventually, I landed in California and ended up in a sales job. So upon my journey, I was able to do quite well in sales, meet my wife along the way, who also worked in the same industry I was in. And we've been together 25 years. We did super well at one point and were able to sell the company 2 years back. And we also have a son in his early 20s as well. It was a beautiful journey, and my passion has always been politics. So in between selling the company, I traveled the world for motivational speaking to 61 countries. I've been almost everywhere you can think of and talked on every single topic. Not so much on pain, but in general, I've talked on almost every possible topic, from sales to motivation, you name it.
I want to talk about your chronic pain.
In 2005, on one of my trips to Thailand, when I returned home, I was bitten by some kind of a bug or, some type of a bug there. And I ended up getting meningitis. Passed out, ended up in the hospital. I was paralyzed from the waist down. While healing, while not being able to walk, while getting to the next step, they've medicated me on everything possible to mankind because you get these massive headaches, Joey. Mm-hmm. And the headaches are called meninges headache. And it's different than a migraine. So it would be 20 times greater than a migraine on its lightest moment.
Wow.
You're forced to either take drugs or find alternative medications or marijuana, things like that could, put you in a better life. And there is no cure for this. And over time, it starts to dissipate, but can simply come back, but never truly goes away.
So what do you do for treatments exactly for your chronic pain?
Well, so there really isn't anything but a way to treat it or just to work with the pain or dull the senses of the pain. There's no surgery. There is no alternative way to get rid of it. There's no other drug that isn't an opiate that can support it. If there is, if there is, I've tried it. I've tried massage and Reiki and this and that. And I went through everything when I wasn't able to walk. But with these headaches, it can knock you out severely, where I go to the hospital every few months and I have to have IV medication and saline and all the other stuff that goes with it.
So when it comes down to it, do you feel this pain like every day, or is it something that comes on, after a while? How does the pain actually work? Is it a constant pain, or is it a pain that, maybe flares up every once in a while and then goes away?
So it could all of a sudden just hit you for no reason, nothing to do with sunlight or noise or the TV or anything like that, and affect your eyes right away, where my eyes look swollen. And it sneaks up on you, and if you get to take a pill, you probably have relief in about an hour, depending on the dosage. But there's nothing else you could do for it unless you're towards a hospital.
So, Mike, how do you reduce your stress?
So I feel I don't have any stress left. So I've done with working, which is great. All my passions into politics, motivational speaking, radio, future of television, or whatever comes my way, with a passion of being the voice for the people. That motivates me right there. I don't have that kind of stress.
With your chronic pain now, again, go into those symptoms, because I think people need to understand the symptoms of this type of headache, because maybe some people are going through this, Mike, and they really don't understand maybe what they're getting into. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well, I can try to do a better explanation. Like, my wife suffers from migraines. I know my mom dealt with migraines, and I know that that's a much different thing, but a light can affect it, and I see what it does to them over time in a matter of it sneaks up on you and can be devastating, and you have to get away from light and sound and TVs and all that. Mine's a bit different. When it comes on, it's like a major smack in the head, a vibration, and your eyes twitch. You get cramps in your leg. It looks like you're crying sometimes when you're not crying. That's happened to me. It definitely takes you out of commission, where you really couldn't perform in a conversation so well. And in fact, you may even slur a little bit, and it's nothing you can do. So it sneaks up on you. It stays sometimes way too long, and when it finally does dissipate, you do feel a lot better, but you're also worn out after it. You don't have a lot of energy post the moment.
Mike, let's talk about the importance of awareness. Now, Mike, I know you're an advocate for awareness. I know I'm an advocate for awareness for chronic pain. What do you think is the most important things for people to know through awareness?
One, an awesome list of resources available. Instead of, you go to your doctor, and a lot of times you have a chat with your doctor, and you don't know what to discuss. And then your doctor might steer you in a lot of different directions without a lot of forethought. Some doctors actually counsel you for an hour, and some just say, I think you need this medicine. So it takes talking it out, understanding the list of potential medications, doing your research, and then asking your doctor these questions and other resources. So maybe someone like you, Joey, or your organization has a list of a plethora of resources that people could look at at and give a try to. It could be meditation, it could be medication, it could be any of the above.
Yeah, and that's perfect lead into JGF Chronic Pain Organization, what we do here, and that's part of our nonprofit is to focus on chronic pain patients. But the thing I want to hit on the most with you right now here is our advocacy project and the importance of our opiates. I know there is, marijuana out there. I know there's, other treatments out there for us. But the opiates has been the old-time favorite for 50, 60, 70, 80-year-olds, and they go to the doctor and they look for that script, and sometimes they don't get that script, and they're like, oh, doc, how are you going to help me? And so on and so forth. And bottom line is, with the opiates being ripped away from us by the CDC and the FDA and the Surgeon General, which now sent a letter out, ladies and gentlemen, sent a letter out to all doctors here in the United States, basically saying, do not write scripts for opiates. Okay, so when it comes down to it, it's getting stricter. Mike, what do you think about that?
The reason I have heard the squeeze is on, and the reason for the squeeze, one, it's a very inexpensive drug. Two, it's been, I guess the best way to put it, it's been given out like candy for the wrong reason for the last 25 years. Now, because of that, it now made it very difficult for the people who need it to actually retrieve it and get it.
Everybody with chronic pain needs their opiates, okay? And it's not only that, Mike. Let's think about, people that are dying and they're in hospice. How about not having your morphine while you're dying and you want to die a peaceful death? Say you die such a horrible, painful death because you don't have morphine. What about the people that got into a car accident and broke all their ribs, right? What, are they going to sit there and breathe in pain? No morphine is going to be there. That's my point. They're taking away all pain drugs, and they're taking away the Percocets. They're taking away the Oxycontins. And it's because those doctors write those scripts to the pushers that push out these drugs on the street, ladies and gentlemen. And we all know why, because of the influx of these people coming in from Mexico. And the bottom line is, when it comes down to it, they are selling these drugs, but they're lacing the drugs with other drugs, and they are killing people. That's the reason why they're cracking down on it. But why should we, the chronic pain patient, pay the price?
I'm feeling that just by having to find the medication.
We, chronic pain patients, are being jointed in or smushed in with all those people that use heroin. But we don't use heroin, and we should not be smushed in with heroin users, And unfortunately, Mike, only 1% of chronic pain patients actually get addicted to the drugs that they take. Point I'm trying to bring up here is JGF Chronic Pain Organization has started a new grassroots movement out there, and we actually have a hashtag. It's called JGF Pain is Not Addiction. Just to let everybody know out there that pain is not an addiction. Take their medications as prescribed, and they don't get addicted. That's basically what that means. Okay, and we created this particular movement to move forth the agenda to get our opiates back from the CDC, the FDA, the Surgeon General, and the powers that be, and so on and so forth. We have a petition out there on Care2. We have a GoFundMe project out there for this particular movement. We're trying to actually raise money for billboards and posters. And right now we're also looking for pamphlets and information for doctors' offices. We're also looking to start events and stuff like that to try to drum up support in each state, for this movement to try to get our opiates back. And Mike, I would like to invite you, Mike, and invite Closer Nation to please join us on this journey, because I know a lot of Closer Nation deals with chronic pain. What do you think about that, man?
I think they would enjoy that. I think that would be a great idea.
All right. Awesome. That's great. That's so awesome, man. We appreciate it. It would be great collaboration. I would love it if you guys could start using that hashtag JGF Pain is Not Addiction. Also the JGF hashtag. Anything that you could do, it would be great. Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what I'll do for you as well is that on some of my shows, we'll bring that up on a few of my shows as well to continue to spread the word, or I'll have you be a guest, or when you come in, or I'll have you Skype in and be on the show, and we could chat it up again for all of my guests as well.
Yeah, this is going to be a great collaboration right here. This is definitely going to be a great collaboration. So Mike, what other shows do you actually do? Why don't you talk about that a little bit? What other shows do you do during the day? I heard you say you did other shows. Yeah.
Yeah, so first First, I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Gab, so I try to reach as many people as I can. I'm also sometimes on iHeartRadio on another station in Los Angeles. That's more political chat. And then on my own show, I have a show every day at 6 a.m. and noon. And Wednesdays at 1 p.m. East Coast time, I do a show called Talk It Out with Susan Knowles. She's a former attorney in California. And we have a night back and forth on all types of topics related to politics, not always about one person, but in general about topics. And on top of that, I'm working on a few other angles coming up soon where I might even be seen visually by a lot more people. So there's a lot of good things in the work for all of us.
Awesome, man. Can't wait to collaborate with you on various projects. Mike, thank you so much for being here for this very exclusive interview, and we appreciate you, and we'd love to bring you back another time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on, Joey, and everybody. Take care, Closer Nation. Shout out to everybody. Have a great evening. Be safe this weekend. Take care.
Take care, Mike. Bye now.
All right, bye-bye.